Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of Uncut Gems with Slim. I'm your host, Slim Reshae. I know I always say I'm super excited, but today I'm for sure super excited because you guys are in for a treat. So last week, we talked about taking a break and how important that is. So can you think of a time when you were ever doing something or in the midst of something and your phone just died because you didn't realize that your battery percentage was so low? That example reminds me of how sometimes in life we just get so caught up in the midst of day-to-day life that we lack awareness of when our battery is about to die, when our energy is at zero, and when we need to recharge. And so I love sharing with you guys the importance of self-awareness. And today I have the pleasure of doing the podcast and sharing this platform with the one and only Bryant Kirk White. If you know him, that's Bryant like Kobe, Kirk like Franklin, White like the color, y'all. Bryant Kirk White is in the building. B. White established a Bevy, which is a nonprofit organization which has basically pioneered the importance of self-awareness and pursuit of purpose in young people. I met B. White when I was in college, and I'm super excited to have him on the show today. So welcome to the show, B. White. What's good?
Good day. It's a blessing to be here with the one and only Slim Reshae, especially for Uncut Gems. Because I personally use Uncut Gems, whether it be in the morning, middle of the day, end of the day, as my personal avenue for inspiration and motivation. So I appreciate all you're doing. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be here.
B. White, I've been sharing with my audience how important it is to be in tune with yourself and how important it is to, grow in that journey of self-awareness. And so with that being said, I wanted to know, what does self-awareness look like to you?
Oh man, it's very important for us to be in tune with ourselves. I personally think self-awareness is like the most valuable thing in the world. Honestly, I think self-awareness should be taught in schools, elementary, middle school, high school classes. I think it should be a program in college. You should be able to get your PhD in it. I think stores should actually package it. Somebody should package self-awareness and sell it if possible. And it may have to end up being valuable at the same time. I think it should be accessible to everybody because it's extremely important. And I think it took me a while to put my foot on that, but with everything I do in life, I stand wholeheartedly on that. The more you know yourself, the better your life can be.
With that being said, I wanted to know, what did your journey of self-awareness look like? What did it look like to become self-aware of B. White?
I say my journey of self-awareness started probably when I was 10. I say 10 because that's when I bought my first album. I bought Jay-Z's Dynasty Rock La Familia. I got it from Wally World, the edited version. And my mama, she raised me very well. She did everything top notch, but I was also raised by hip hop culture. And even just the idea of being in America had a selfish fear around it, even with the braggadocio, the idea of just getting to the money. And so as a kid, I grew up with that mindset that it was more so about me. It's ingrained with selfishness. And then growing up, I thought I knew all of that. I thought I knew myself. Then I went to college, which was the ultimate change. And then I kind of started questioning things. And then because I didn't have those answers, I decided to study abroad, which is another change. And while I was studying abroad, another change happened in my grandfather passing. And by that time, I kind of didn't know exactly who I was anymore. I didn't know what was going on. And the main question I had was what are we even alive for? What is the point of this life thing? And finding myself in what I say is definitely my first state of depression, God answered me with, life is not about what we have while we're here, but more so about what we leave when we're gone. I realized that as far as going forward in life, it's not just about what can I do for me, but what can I do for others. I realized that compassion is actually the key. And in that whole momentum of swing of going from a small town to being on the other side of the world, I realized it's all about knowing who you are so that then you can help others do the same. And that's the key to life. The more self-aware you are, the more compassionate you can be. And my journey has led me here with a nonprofit organization called Bevy, to where I can help others do the same. And I think that's a full circle when it comes to my true self-awareness journey. And I'm happy to be here with it.
Wow, I swear every time you speak, you speak wisdom into my life for sure. I've never really thought about the more self-aware you are, the more compassionate you can be to other people. And I think that's very important, especially in this day and age where we kind of live multiple lives almost, because we live in this virtual world, especially with COVID-19 and everything like that. Everyone has a virtual presence pretty much, and then you have your in-person presence. And so kind of talking about those two things and discovering self, it can be confusing, having people, you seeing all this stuff online and you're trying to figure out who you are and navigate who you are online, but who you are in person, is that the same thing? Like, just trying to figure out life. And like I said, having that virtual presence, I wanted to ask you, how do you refrain from, for anyone listening, how do you refrain from conforming to those things you see online and what you think you like, because that's what you consume on social media? How do you refrain from conforming to that and really staying true to who you are as a person, online and offline?
Oh man, that's a tricky one. I kind of want to take it back to that selfish idea, because even though we are just, small fish in a large ocean, we are just a speck amongst the stars. We also got to know that who we are as an individual definitely matters. We have to know that we have our own true personalized story that's different from anybody else in this entire world. And once you're able to grasp that, when you go into social media, the number one thing is just, watching your intake, watching how much you're consuming, because what you eat definitely controls your health. It controls who you are, your mindset, and everything about you. So definitely watch your health intake when it comes to social media, and don't fall victim to the comparison trap. When it comes to what you see on social media, don't allow it to tell you exactly who you are, tell you who to be, where to go, or even like the idea of what to wear, like simple things like that. What you can do with social media, or just being out in the world in general, you can use these moments to inspire you. So when you see people, when you see things that you relate to, allow it to illuminate who you truly are. Allow it to spark a flame with the person that's truly yourself, and allow it to come out even more. Allow social media to inspire you. And I think that's the valuable part of it, but definitely watch your intake and definitely don't fall victim to that comparison trap.
Man, that is so good. I like to use social media to inspire myself as well. I'm always making like mood boards and vision boards, getting that inspiration, from all of the creativity that's out there, but then putting my own twist to it, making it applicable to Jasmin, making it, my own little fling. Like it's kind of like this caption that I use a lot. Well, I don't use it a lot, but it's one of my captions that I like, and it's called like, you can have the recipe, but the sauce won't taste the same, because you can have everything, duplicate something that someone else has, or, the life they're living, but it's never going to be the same. It's not going to feel the same or none of that. So I definitely stand for using social media as inspiration instead of trying to find your identity in it. And then also watching what you consume, treating it like it's an actual diet. Like, you got to be healthy with it. And so you kind of touched on selfishness at the beginning. And so how do you kind of maintain being selfish but selfless at the same time, like making sure that you're catering to yourself but not neglecting other people and still being able to cater to others? And it's kind of tricky, because you did mention how knowing more about yourself and having that self-awareness, you're able to help other people grow and help other people find themselves and things like that with their journey of self-awareness. So how do you toy between the two?
It's definitely a balance. It's definitely an ongoing balance, a never-ending test. Me, myself, I chose like a nonprofit as my avenue of profession, as my avenue of giving to this world. And just by definition, a nonprofit is me giving, and contrary to a for-profit where the goal is to gain. Luckily, I gain a lot of inspiration and broad fulfillment from the things I do at a nonprofit. But even growing up, I had to realize that in order to help others, you first have to help yourself. I said around my mid-20s, a young lady named Alicia Green, she checked on me. She sent me texts. So when I saw her out, she asked have you drank water today, or have you taken a nap today? And the main thing with that was she wanted to make sure that I was taking care of myself, because if I'm not taking care of me, there's no way I can have that balance of being able to take care of others. And I think that's important when it comes to the balance thing. My mother does the same thing. My sister does the same thing. I'm glad to have a wife now that also keeps me balanced in that way. And so when it comes to that self-care, it's definitely an ongoing journey inward to make sure that you're fine, taking care of yourself, learning about yourself in order to create waves outward where you can do the same for others.
Yes, and I'm heavy on trying to maintain that balance. So every time I feel like lately I've been a little absent on social media, but life has been crazy and I've just like learn that balance where I don't push myself too far trying to show face for other people and making sure I show up for myself every time. So I always like to check in. But our strong friends like me, we need people to check in on us too. So it's so important. So if you're listening right now, shoot a text to somebody, check in on them, just ask how they doing, and if they say they're doing good, just give them a little bit of inspiration or encouragement, because you don't know what they might need. So I think that's very good advice. I mean, B White, you always bless my soul when you come on the show. So we talked a little bit about your nonprofit, A Bevy. So can you share any more details on basically what A Bevy is, if anyone is listening and they're interested and they're ignited to become more self-aware and pursue their purpose and all those things? Can you just share a little bit more about your nonprofit, any exciting news you have that might be coming up around it, and how people can get involved?
I can get involved with A Bevy, just come on over. A Bevy Worldwide, man. A Bevy operates in 3 programs. So you got A Bevy Academy, in which we work with middle school and high school students to provide transformative experiences for them to become more self-aware and self-confident in exactly where they're going. We ignite a passion within them so that they can see a life fulfillment and how to actually go forward in that path as they grow older. So if you have connection with middle schools, high schools, if you know middle school or high school age students, let us know so we can come provide for them. Our second program was the Baby Collegiate Group. Our longest lasting program currently, that's where we started. We're currently active at 10 colleges across South Carolina. So our next step is to move into colleges outside of South Carolina. So if you have any college connections, you're a student and want to bring A Bevy to your school, just let us know so we can definitely provide that experience where students not only can tap into themselves, but also produce experiences that allow their peers to do the same thing. So it's a great opportunity, something I'm very proud about. And our third program is A Bevy Stage Association, in which young professionals, post-collegiate age individuals serve as mentors for our college, high school, and middle school students. And so at that point, it becomes back to a cyclical process. It's a whole circle, hence the circle of A Bevy. That's where the circle comes from. It's the fact that we all have a responsibility in helping ourselves. We can then help each other. So A Bevy Academy, A Bevy Collegiate Group, A Bevy Stage Association, you can become a member no matter where you are in the world, as we also want to roll out our SOSA app, the School of Self-Awareness, that's SOSA, to where we'll be taking A Bevy worldwide. So no matter where you are, you can fit yourself into that realm, whether you're in high school, middle school, whether you're in college, or you want to be a mentor and talk about your experiences and help others be just as self-aware, reach a life fulfillment that we all deserve.
Last but not least, we have a big weekend. I say we have because, I love being a part of this whole energy, this whole organization and all these things. But there's something big happening this weekend. I think it's called Pursuit Weekend. So can you share a little bit about Pursuit Weekend, Impress Yourself, and all those things coming up? For those who are following me and have been following me for a while, y'all see me post a scholarship that I partner with A Bevy to create for a young creator. We will be presenting that scholarship this weekend. So Be White, share with us a lineup of events, any exclusive tea that you might have about A Bevy Pursuit Weekend, and if anyone is interested in attending, how can they get plugged in?
The 2021 A Bevy Pursuit Weekend, I'm extremely excited, July 16th through 18th in Greenville, South Carolina. We'll be kicking it off on IG Live at noon on that Friday, the State of Self-Awareness, where we'll be diving into our Bevy 1000 campaign and showing how and why it's important for you to get involved with this School of Self-Awareness thing that we're pushing forward. That night we'll be having a private dinner, which we'll be saluting all the individuals who have been behind the scenes making this thing happen with us. That next day we have our 2 main events, kicking it off with the Bevy Pursuit Summit, in which it's a jam-packed experience of workshops in which you're guaranteed to come as you are and leave as you dream, man. We want you to come in and experience that true impact of A Bevy between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Following that, we got a partner experience, summer pop-up shopping, which will be highlighting a lot of dope brands, a lot of dope organizations and companies across not just the upstate of South Carolina and the area in general, so you can check that out. And at night, we have our other main event, the 9th annual Impress Yourself Scholarship Mixer. It's going to be crazy. The ultimate celebration of self-awareness. Then that Sunday we'll wrap up as we continue to kind of mellow down, but still turn the celebration up with our last part of the event at KSP Brunch, the grand opening, outside the grand opening. So make sure you check that out also. We're extremely excited for Bear Pursuit Weekend to watch it grow and insert it in the Greenville. So check it out, man, thebaby.org/APW.
Yes, so I still gotta get my outfit. I know yours is already, sliced together and, tailored and all that stuff. I still gotta get my fit together, but I'm super excited to be joining you for a Bevy Pursuit weekend, especially the Impress Yourself Scholarship Mixer. I've been going since I've been in college and found out about IYS, so I'm always super excited to come and show up and show out, y'all. They come dressed. I just had to get that out there. They come dressed to impress to a T, adult prom, if you will. So I am super excited. I need to, get my stuff together so I can come right. But anyways, B White, I appreciate you so very much for finally coming on the podcast, man. I am so excited to have you on here. You have poured so much into me, into so many people, and I just appreciate being able to get to know you and, crossing paths and all that stuff. Can't wait to actually have you in person on the show because it's gonna go down. I will be vlogging Impress Yourself, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that vlog on my main channel. But B White, can you share where the people can follow you, follow A Bevy, and kind of, get connected?
Once again, I want to say thank you for having me here on Uncut Gems. Big shout out to you, Slim, and all you do. You can follow me across all social media platforms at B Kirk White. That's B like the second letter, Kirk like Franklin, White like the color. You can follow Bevy at a Bevy INC. That's A like the novices, Bevy like a group of migratory birds, INC like incorporated. And you can also check out the website, beyoutiful.org. You can sign up for our mailing list. You can become a member of any of our programs via that site. And just let us know, man. We're here for any conversation. We're here to push self-awareness to the forefront. And we thank you for being a part of it.
Again, thanks, B White. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. I'm hoping that today's episode blessed you guys and kind of inspired you guys. And make sure you check out A Bevy, because when I tell you, chef's kiss, it is high quality content, high quality, wisdom being poured out to young people, young, old, any age. Okay, you can come and get some good quality knowledge to help push yourself, your passion, all of that, your purpose forward. So make sure you guys check it out. I love y'all so very much, and until next week. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and feel free to connect with me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Slim Reshae. That's SlimReshae. Links will be listed in the show notes, and until next time, love yourself and be beautiful. When you need